Whenever we talk about childhood adversity, the conversation almost always goes straight to trauma and damage. But what if that's only half the story? Today, we're going to dig into the science behind resilience and uncover 5 surprising, really powerful strengths that can actually be forged in the fires of a difficult past. So let's just start by asking a really fundamental question. When we see hardship, we instinctively think of harm, right? But is that the only possible outcome? I mean, is it possible that old saying is actually true? The one that says what doesn't kill you can actually make you stronger?
And look, let's be totally clear. The traditional view isn't wrong. Childhood adversity is incredibly painful, and its effects can be serious and stick around for a long time. This story of damage, it's real, it's valid, and it's the one most of us are familiar with.
But that's not the whole story, not by a long shot. A growing pile of research is starting to show us a completely different side of the coin. It suggests that for a lot of people, the struggle to overcome early challenges actually cultivates this unique set of skills, almost like psychological superpowers.
So, let's explore this new perspective. Let's really look at hardship's other story and see how it completely reframes our understanding of what it means to overcome.
Okay, this is so important. We have to shift our definition of resilience. It isn't just about getting back to who you were before the bad stuff happened. It's about something called post-traumatic growth. This idea that you can actually come out of adversity with new strengths, a deeper understanding. You don't just bounce back, you bounce forward.
And it turns out, scientists have started to see a pattern here. There are 5 common, pretty extraordinary traits that researchers find again and again in people who've successfully navigated major childhood adversity. And these aren't just coping mechanisms. They are genuine, bona fide strengths. So what are these 5 traits? All right, let's break them down one by one and see how they develop and how they actually become these profound assets in adult life.
Okay, first up, something called radical empathy. And this is not just, feeling sorry for someone. It's a deep, almost instinctual ability to understand and connect with what other people are feeling.
This is the key distinction right here. The difference between feeling for someone and feeling with them. It's huge. Sympathy is kind of on the outside, looking in, but this kind of empathy, that's understanding from the inside out, because you've already mapped that tricky emotional territory yourself. So, think about it. This skill often starts as a survival tool. A child's internal alarm system becomes super sensitive, forcing them to read the tiniest shift in tone or body language just to stay safe. But later in life, that finely tuned system gets a new job, creating a superpower for compassion and intuition. It makes them incredible leaders, friends, and partners.
All right, trait number 2, fierce independence. And yeah, this is that deep down belief in your own ability to handle things. Because, experience has shown you time and time again that you had to.
I absolutely love that phrase, inner infrastructure. It's perfect, right? It's not about being a loner. It's about having built all the internal systems, the problem-solving skills, the emotional control, the drive to get things done without needing someone else's approval or help.
These are the people who, when they run into a problem, they don't sit around waiting for instructions. They just figure it out. Their motivation comes from the inside, not from needing a pat on the back.
Okay, our third trait is a really fascinating one, heightened perception. This is the ability to walk into a room and just instantly get it. You can feel the dynamics, the tensions, all the things that aren't being said out loud. And again, this all comes back to survival. I mean, if your well-being hinged on accurately predicting the mood of an unpredictable adult, you'd get really, really good at sensing that emotional weather. You'd learn to pay attention to a whole other layer of communication that most people miss.
You know that thing we call a gut feeling? Well, it's not magic. It's actually just high-speed data processing. Their brains have been trained to subconsciously track thousands of nonverbal cues and patterns. This makes them fantastic at negotiating, at spotting deception, and at seeing opportunities that fly right over everyone else's heads.
The fourth strength kind of flows right from the others. It's creative problem solving. When you're used to things not going according to plan, you get pretty darn good at making new plans on the fly.
And that really just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? A lack of resources forces you to be innovative. If you don't have the right tool for the job, you learn how to make do. This kind of mindset doesn't see dead ends, it just sees puzzles that need solving.
And this is exactly why this trait is so incredibly valuable. These individuals aren't scared of a little chaos. In fact, they often thrive in it. They are these scrappy entrepreneurs, the brilliant artists, the MacGyvers of the world, who can fix anything with a paperclip and some ingenuity.
And that brings us to our fifth and final trait. And honestly, it might be the most transformative one of all, a deeper sense of purpose. This is that profound drive to build a life that actually means something.
The motivation here is so powerful. When you've seen the absolute worst parts of life, the small, trivial stuff just kind of loses its appeal. This powerful urge bubbles up, not just to be happy, but to contribute, to make all that past struggle mean something positive. This is why you so often see survivors becoming therapists, social workers, doctors, or advocates for a cause. They take the pain from their past and they alchemize it, turning it into a mission to heal others. They create a life that isn't just successful, but is truly significant.
So, if there's one big takeaway here, it's this. It's not about ignoring the pain of the past. It's about making a conscious choice to also see the strengths that were forged because of it. It's about powerfully reframing your own personal story.
And here's how you can start. First, you have to acknowledge the reality of what you went through. Don't skip that part. Then look for these strengths in yourself. Start to see your past challenges not as things that broke you, but as the training ground that made you who you are. And finally, own those strengths. They are yours. You earn them.
So we'll leave you with this thought. It's a fundamental shift in how you see yourself. Instead of asking what your past took from you, try asking this. In the fire of my challenges, what unbreakable strength was forged within me? The answer might just change everything.